Hello and welcome to Double Take Sports. My name is Angelo, and this is
I'm David.
featuring two generations, two people, two takes, one love for sports. Today's episode will be a free agency special featuring all of the offseason moves from both the NBA, NFL, potential holdouts, and much more. So, we're going to start off with the NBA. So, the first trade, the most impactful trade, obviously, the only top 10, top 20 level player to get moved this offseason, Kevin Durant, goes to the number 2 seed Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 overall pick, and 5 second rounders. What do you think?
Do you think they overpaid, first of all, for Kevin Durant? How old is he now? He's got to be getting up
Yeah,
there.
he's getting up there. I don't know. That's a very tough question. I don't think so. I'm a lot higher on Jalen Green than other people are, but this is the Rockets championship window. They have a future. They have other picks. That number 10 pick wasn't going to get much playing time anyway. We just saw Cam Whitmore also get moved to Washington. So I don't know. I think it was a good deal for both sides.
Now, you know how I feel about Kevin Durant. But having said that, I was really hoping he would go to Detroit just to be that presence, that veteran presence, to be around a young team. I think he'll be that for Houston. It's invaluable to have somebody of that with that experience, that level of play, to be playing with those kids basically.
I agree with you. I mean, they do already have Fred Van Vliet, but obviously he might not start this year. So that's a great point. Moving on to our next one, the Boston Celtics. We got a twofer here. Starting off, Kristaps Porzingis, salary dumped to the Atlanta Hawks for George Niang and the second round pick.
I don't even know what to say about this one. I'm always so high on Kristaps, but he's been moved around a few times. So what is the issue with him?
I think this one was more of a salary dump because they did just trade George Niang for basically nothing. They signed Chris Boucher, but I do think this was a salary dump. Porzingis was very, very good for their team, as we'll get to, Drew Holiday. So I don't think this is a Porzingis problem.
Okay,
Although this is his fifth team in his relatively short NBA
that's
career. He's been there
kind
for
of what
10
I'm saying.
years.
He's still is he still in his 20s, or is he's over the?
He'd be close.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, 5 teams. Is he a center? Is he a power forward? I don't know where he fits. So it's tough. It's tough.
All right, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, but Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons. Drew Holiday goes to the Portland Trailblazers. He was on there for a quick second, but he got flipped immediately. He got traded there, I believe, in 2022 and got traded immediately. I like this deal for Portland as much as Anthony Simons is a young guy, and I think at some point he will be just as good as Drew Holiday is defensively, offensively. But yeah, I think wasn't going to get much playing time as it was. They have Shadon, they have Scoot, and yeah, what do you think?
I don't know. Is Portland trying to go home again? Signing Simons, getting Damian Lillard. What are they doing there? Are they trying to recreate the magic they had a few years back? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the future holds for them.
And speaking of Damian Lillard, the biggest signing probably in all free agency, Damian Lillard goes back home to the Portland Trailblazers. Even though he won't play this year due to an Achilles
Right,
tear,
right, right.
um, it's still a big move for the future.
It's that's an interesting signing. Obviously, he's comfortable there, wants to be there. Pretty, I believe he could have had his pick of teams to go to, and ultimately chose Portland. So that's great for them. It's good for their fan base. It's good for the city. Yeah, it's a positive thing for them.
I agree. The only thing that I don't know about this deal, what I alluded to with Anthony Simons, he is a guard. They now have Drew Holiday, um, Shadon Sharp, Scoot Henderson, and Damian Lillard for the 2026-7 season.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're gonna do there. Are you putting Scoot to the bench?
So are they going to see what they have while Damian Lillard is on the is off this year? See what they have going forward. It's a risky thing to do when you're holding so many guards, but we'll see.
For sure, they're a young team with a lot of potential. Unfortunately, they are in the West, probably the best West we've seen in 15, 20 years. So maybe they could sneak in, get a play in, maybe even a playoff spot with Dame.
That would be nice.
Probably the most shocking move of the offseason, Miles Turner leaves Indiana to go to their division rival, probably their biggest rival, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, Milwaukee. It is such a anomaly. Like what does their future have for them? It's kind of like they took a step back this year.
I
So this is a huge signing for them, I think. Maybe it's not as impactful as I think it is, but what do you think?
I agree. Even upgrading that Brook Lopez, he was their starting center. Now he's no longer there, but I fully agree. That was a step back this year. They traded Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma,
Right.
and even though Middleton's out of his prime, he's still better than what I believe is a bench quality player in Kyle Kuzma. Their guard situation doesn't look the greatest. They have Cole Anthony and Gary Trent Jr. So
And
I don't know what you can do.
you have a very unhappy Antetokounmpo right now. So I wonder if he had something to do with that signing. Maybe they hang out on the off season. I don't know, but they had to make a move to kind of keep him happy and keep him wanting to be there. I just don't know if this was the move that would make him do that.
Moving on to our next topic, we get one more here. Kind of mentioned this with Brooke Lopez. He ended up moving to LA. It's kind of rumored he'd go to the Lakers, but he actually went to their crosstown team, the Clippers.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Not only did he go there, Bradley Beal, John Collins, Chris Paul are now Los Angeles Clippers. And Norman Powell is a potential All-Star last year, is not.
Is there any semblance of why they're adding so many veterans? Is it like you still have? It's an older team. They got older.
Yeah.
It was already an older team, and they just gotten older. What are they thinking? What are they thinking there?
Great, honestly, great question. I think maybe going back to the little magic that Kawhi had, giving him a pass first guard in what Harden has turned into, letting them two run the offense. Maybe Chris Paul off the bench. Beal, he's very underrated. He went from the most overrated player in the NBA to the most underrated player in the NBA. He's still an offensive great. The problem is Chris Paul, one of your best players, already said he's going to retire next year.
Right.
Kawhi and Harden have had injury problems, so they might not have that much left in them.
That's the problem. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that as being a problem.
I thought they were a championship contender this year. I don't know.
Yeah, you picked them to go to the championship.
I picked them to
correct?
go to the final, correct? So
Yeah.
I don't really know what's going on there. Desmond Bain gets traded for Cole Anthony, Contavious Caldwell Pope, 2 pick swaps, and 3 unprotected first round picks. Desmond Bain has his new home in the Magic. The Grizzlies blow it up to an extent. Thoughts?
They they overpaid, first of all.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking in giving up so much. Those 3 unprotected picks, is that what you said?
I believe so.
Oh my goodness. Like that of itself should have been enough for Bain, but you add in the other players, I don't quite get it. Like he's a good player and he'll definitely add something to that team. Maybe that might push them into contention. But man, they really overpaid. They're a young team, so they can afford to give up those picks. But man, giving up those picks is tough.
I think, yeah, like you said, Desmond Bain, perfect fit for the Atlanta Magic. They needed that guy to go along with Paolo and Wagner. They needed that extra offensive guy because they do have Suggs. They still have, even though he's not as good offensively anymore, they still have a Jonathan Isaac. They have Wendell and Mo Wagner, who are solid defenders at the center position. So I think this is an absolutely perfect move and a perfect year for the Orlando Magic if they didn't give up even a guy like Cole Anthony,
Yeah,
even a couple of those
role
picks.
players. Yeah, the role players that,
Yeah.
that were there.
Yeah, it's a crazy move. Although I can see it paying off, I'm not 100% sure if it will.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I just mentioned the LA Clippers. Moving on to the Lakers here. They signed DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart, both to new deals.
Now you know how I feel about DeAndre Ayton. I love him as a player, but is he ever going to reach his potential? Um, he's got he. I would imagine he wouldn't have as much pressure there. When you have Doncic, you have LeBron, you kind of fly under the radar a bit, and that might be good for him.
As much as you say that, he is now the fourth or fifth option. It's Los Angeles, not Phoenix. He might get that pressure just from playing in that big market.
True.
And Marcus Smart, I think that signing's a little more overhyped. Since his Defensive Player of the Year season, getting traded to Memphis, he's fallen off a cliff, offensively and even defensively. We thought that he'd be a great defensive player for the next 5 years. He isn't looking to be that. So maybe he slots in nicely as a backup shooting guard for them. I don't know.
Can the Lakers play defense? You just mentioned Smart, and you know Doncic and LeBron don't play defense
Yeah.
for the Lakers. So are they going to have 145 to 140 games? I don't know. And yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. It's interesting. I like Aiton, but we'll see if it works.
So those were the biggest offseason moves for the NBA. Let's talk about some moves that haven't happened yet.
Okay.
So we have three restricted free agents: Cam Thomas, Josh Giddey, and Jonathan Kuminga. All three of those could potentially be all-star level players, and yet they still find themselves unsigned due to contractual obligations. What are your thoughts?
I don't really have any thoughts on this one. I don't know. Like Giddy is only 24, 25 years
Yeah.
old, is he not?
Yes.
So if he's already having issues with his contract at this age, is he going to be a problem for his career during his career? It's a question. The other guys as well. Man, it's tough. Where are they going to end up? They're only shooting themselves in the foot right now. They should be in a training camp getting ready to play in the season. I'm sure they're in shape and all that. But man, it's tough to hold out and not be a part of a team going into the season.
Yeah. Thomas and Giddey, they are a lot less surprising. 100% throughout the offseason. They might sign new deals with their team. The team can pick them back up. But Kaminga is looking like he's going to get moved. It's looking like that's a different situation.
Okay.
They always thought that, it looked like anyway, that he would be the next young guy for their franchise. It's not looking that way. He's received interest from, Chicago, Sacramento, Phoenix, a few other teams. I think he's going to get moved by the time the season starts. He's going to be the biggest move yet to happen.
That might be good for him, for sure.
And moving on to the NFL. This has been a crazy offseason. We're going to start with the most important position in the NFL. There have been 5 starting quarterbacks moved this year. Starting off, Sam Darnold, after a successful season with the Vikings, he signs to the Seattle Seahawks.
Good. Yeah, it's good. It's good for him. I believe that towards the end of the year, like he started out really hot. I think he started to come down to earth a little bit in the second half of the season.
For sure.
I hope that he has a successful year in Seattle. Uh, his work ethic is fantastic. His attitude is great. So I'd like to see him succeed. I just don't know if that's the right situation for him. We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know if this was a great idea to have full trust in Sam Darnold, because this was Sam Darnold and a Kevin O'Connell offense. One of the best offenses in the NFL, can make any quarterback look successful, more successful than he is.
Yeah, you got a great point there.
With Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, 2 of the best targets. He does go into a system with JSN and Cooper Kupp, and a guy like Kenneth Walker as your running back. That always helps.
Yeah, that'll take some pressure off.
That will 100% take some pressure off of him. So hopefully he can adjust to that different style of offense that Seattle puts up. And moving on, speaking of Seattle, Geno Smith leaves the Seahawks, goes to the Las Vegas Raiders.
I honestly think that's a good match for him. I think his attitude, his swagger fits right in in a Vegas style team in offense. I do believe that.
Yeah, the two rookies, or rookie and a sophomore that they have, Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, certainly benefit from having a veteran level quarterback. Jacoby Myers, still a great wide receiver. He didn't have the best last couple of seasons. He's had a couple lowlights, including that drop with the Patriots, but he is still a great player that can play some great football. Having a guy like Geno Smith throwing to him will certainly help that.
I think he's got some good years left for sure.
And Pittsburgh lose two, gain one. So first, we're going to start with Aaron Rodgers, the first signing that is really not a shock.
Yeah,
It was talked about for 2 months. Tomlin, the coach, suggested that he knew that he would have him by the draft. He got signed about 2 months later.
I think everybody knew that Wilson and Fields weren't going to be the quarterbacks of the future in Pittsburgh. I think that people knew that was a 1 or 2 year deal, and it wasn't. It was almost like they were placeholders for a Rodgers type player. Maybe not Rodgers himself, but they were definitely looking to go away from that almost immediately. They knew it was kind of a mistake. They saw Rodgers was available, and I think he will do well there. As much as you know for a fact that I do not like Aaron Rodgers, but I can't deny his talent. I can't deny his ability to throw the ball, and he will succeed. He's going to have a very good offensive line. He's going to have time to throw it. He's not going to be running for his life the entire time. I think it'll be a success for him.
100%. I think the Steelers' kind of offense fits him well. I think they have, like you said, that great offensive line. They did just have a lot of turnover. They lost Najee Harris, their running back.
Mm-hmm.
They lost wide receiver George Pickens, the wide receiver one. They got DK Metcalf, and they got Cam Johnson, a running back rookie. They also got Jonnu Smith onto their offense. So I think that Pittsburgh's offense is completely unpredictable this year.
It is, and Tomlin's going to get those guys going. I think they'll be a 10 or 11 win team this year.
For sure. So next we have Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, both moved to New York teams. Starting off with Wilson. The Giants, who do you think they're going to start? Wilson, Winston, they have Jackson Dart, first round pick. They have Tommy DeVito, played a couple good games, not really that great, but still a young guy.
He's kind of had a meteoric rise and a huge fall all in the same season. I think you got to go with Wilson. I think he's the most talented of the bunch. Maybe he can be like a mentor to a Jackson Dart, him and Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is a good quarterback as well. I mean, he does the job. He does the job well. But again, he's more of a filler type guy. I think they're going to go with Wilson, with Jackson Dart as his backup. But we'll see. We'll see.
For sure. And I think, unlike the Cleveland Browns, this is a good 4 QB room. The Browns, I don't know what the Browns are doing. They got 6 dudes who aren't that good at the game. So going from Rodgers to Fields as the Jets, I think that's an upgrade, especially with their style of offense.
Yeah, I think it's something to look at for sure.
I think the Jets will have a good rise. Their division, other than the Bills, isn't that good this year. The Patriots are taking a leap as well. The Dolphins doesn't look like they have any idea what's going on.
No, they're in a free fall pretty much.
So moving on from that quarterback position, let's talk about the biggest wide receiver signing, Davante Adams.
George Pick. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Davante Adams leaving the New York Jets to go to the Los Angeles Rams.
I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go. He's gonna have Stafford throwing to him. I don't know. They have a great running game, first of all.
100%.
So that'll get Davante Adams some touches for sure in play action. He runs phenomenal routes. So Matthew Stafford is a timing quarterback. he can definitely get him the ball as long as Stafford's healthy. How soon is Devontae Adams going to start getting upset with Stafford when he doesn't get the ball within the first week or two?
100%. And he's not going in as the wide receiver one. They still have Puka
There
Nakua.
you go. Is he going to be able to accept that role?
That's a good question. Didn't look like he kind of was in New York. In New York with Garrett Wilson, Puka is a top 10 level wide receiver in the league. Adams is top 15, 20.
Yeah,
Nakua will get more touches, but we'll see how Adams can adjust. I don't want to attack the man personally because I don't know. I don't know how he's feeling, but the pattern of behavior is not looking great for that situation.
It's not.
So, Stephon Diggs leaving the Houston Texans, going to play with Drake May, Gerard Mayo in New England. Or Mike Vrabel, my bad. Newest head coach in
it is Vrabel. I honestly don't have an opinion on this one. I don't. I don't know enough about the situation in New England to know if this is a good fit for him or not. I just know that he's a solid player that needs the ball. Is he going to get the ball? That's the question.
I think your opinion completely wrapped up why this move works. Demario Douglas, Jalen Polk, Kendall Bourne. I don't think the average NFL fan has heard of any of those names.
I don't.
So even Stephon Diggs, who I don't even know if he can be a wide receiver one level guy.
Yeah.
He's still better than anything they have, even at the running back position. They have an aging Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson. So I think Drake May comes in with that target. First time we see him with a truly respectable target. And you never know. Demario Douglas and Jalen Polk, both young guys. So maybe Diggs can open up some opportunity for him.
That's it exactly. I was going to say that exactly. Maybe he'll garner some attention from the DBs and free up the younger guys for touches.
So just a couple more moves here, and then we'll move on to the trade request that we have. You alluded to this multiple times, but the Dallas Cowboys got George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What do you think about that? We're both Cowboy fans.
We are both Cowboy fans.
We apologize to everybody out there. It has not been good since 93, 94?
Yeah.
It's been horrible for us. We do follow the Lions quite a bit, but Dallas has always been our team. So it's nice to see them get George Pickens.
100%.
It's fantastic because it'll take a lot of pressure off of the Dallas offense, I believe. They have a very good offense, and to have those that dual threat plus obviously their tight end is phenomenal. So to have that extra option, it should open them up quite a bit as well.
I think while George Pickens is a great player, I don't know if this was the move. I think getting George Pickens shouldn't have been a priority over fixing the run game.
No kidding.
Letting Rico Dowdle go, in my opinion, was a bad decision. You got Jaden Blue and Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Late round rookie, and two names that just shouldn't be starting on an NFL offense.
Shanti should be in Dallas.
Yeah, I think they should have traded up for him, but
he should be in Dallas. He wanted to be in Dallas. Unbelievable that they didn't take him or make a move to get him. I am very upset by that, obviously.
So moving on, we're gonna do a little twofer here. DK Metcalf signing with the Steelers, and the Steelers also trading Minka Fitzpatrick for an aging Jalen Ramsey and John U. Smith.
Yeah, I think Metcalf was ready for a change. Things were getting kind of stale in Seattle for him. I think this will be a rebirth. He'll be a part of a team that every year makes the playoffs. So he knows that if he's playing well, if Aaron Rodgers can get him that ball, they will end up in the playoffs this year and next year and the year after. The consistency is key. I believe that he will succeed in Pittsburgh. I'm hoping anyway, because he's a good player to watch. I love watching him play.
100%. I agree with you. I think DK did need a change. I think Seattle needed a change. They got JSN. He's been a lot better than Metcalf, in my opinion, over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So, and also that trade that I wanted to talk about. Jalen Ramsey switching with Minka Fitzpatrick. I think Fitzpatrick is also a better player than Ramsey,
Yeah.
but John Smith being involved in that trade throws a wrench in things because he's a Pro Bowler level tight end
Yeah.
who can make the leap and become better. He's young enough to do that. So I think that could be a win-win trade. Minka going back to Miami. I don't know how
Yeah.
that will work.
I mean, it is what it is. I think it's, again, you look at players that just need that change. And maybe that might help them with their careers. Just a different atmosphere, a change of scenery. And who knows?
100%. So we got two trade requests. I'm going to start with the least crazy one, then I'm going to move on to the biggest. Starting off, we have Terry McLaurin, Washington Commanders.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think this is a contract negotiation, or do you think this is legit?
If it's legit, then I think he's crazy because Washington has proven to be a very good team. Jaden Daniels is only going to get better. McLaurin is only going to get better. So I think these two could be the duo of the future. So I'm hoping it's just a contract negotiation, just to try and get some more money out of ownership. But man, if he were to leave that team, it would be devastating for Washington, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Their wide receivers, Luke McCaffrey, Noah Brown, and aging Debo Samuel. I do think this is a contract negotiation because it would be weird for Terry to want to leave. This is the first time the Washington quarterback room has looked stable.
Yeah.
He's played under Alex Smith, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and a young Kirk Cousins. Like this is a revolving door of quarterbacks that finally looks to be solved.
Yeah.
I think he should stay. I don't know for sure what's going on, but I think he will stay.
I'm hoping he will. I'm hoping he will.
So now moving on, last topic of the day, biggest offseason development so far, Micah Parsons.
Yeah, Jerry Jones must go.
Tweets on Twitter that he wants to be in Dallas, yet requests a trade because of the ownership and the way that Jerry Jones and his sons have treated him throughout the negotiation process.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Why are you trying to upset your best player? A player that everybody is going to want. Like, I don't know when his contract is up, but when it is, he's going to have teams lined up for him. Now, there's been talk, especially around here, because you hear it in Detroit or around the Detroit area. So Detroit wants him so badly. To have him on that Detroit defense would be absolutely phenomenal. But the fact that Jerry Jones is putting him in this position where he wants out is absolutely mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, and it's not only Detroit that wants him. Like you said, every team should want Micah Parsons.
Should.
And 2 years ago, Dallas made Dak Prescott the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. In my opinion, he's very underrated. He is a top 10 quarterback. But when you have to pick between two of a top 10 quarterback, a top 3 wide receiver, and a top 3 defender, not just on his position, just defender.
Yeah, he's a game changer.
You pick the last two.
He's a game changer. So yeah, it's surprising that Jerry Jones is taking this stance, and it's not surprising that Micah wants out.
I agree. And that is it for our double take. 2 generations, 2 people, 2 takes, 1 love for sports. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.